What is up, Aries? Welcome to your general timeless reading. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. So let's get into it. Let's see what's going on for you. Whenever you see this is when it's most meant for you, and they're general. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Let's see. That was quick. Prosperity lies ahead from Moonology, and then let's see what we have from Animal Spirit, and then we'll get into the Tarot spread for Aries. So, Aries, you feel so ready. You just feel so, it's like a crazy amount of energy flowing to you. You might even want to start new projects at this time. Love is all around. This is my frequency card. It's 41, which breaks down to a 5. I really like this energy because this tells me that whatever you're creating, you're actually creating it because you enjoy it and it fulfills you on an emotional level. And it's also something you have a lot of passion for. This could be a relationship, or it could be a project of some sort, or a business, right? So cool. Let's get into it. I felt the fire signs, Leo in particular. It was very sassy at this time. So we have some fun tarot decks. I'm going to be using Witch's Tarot and Tarot in Wonderland. Let's see what's going on for you, Aries. Okay. I heard creation and count your blessings. You're definitely shifting into a frequency of gratitude, and that's what's allowing like all this abundance to come toward you. When we genuinely enjoy life, it allows us to really let go of the fear or the limiting energies that stop all this abundance, this wealth, this success from flowing to us. So 7 of Wands, this feels like very much so like defending what is important to you. Like you're not gonna kill my vibe. You're not gonna kill my vibe. I like this. There's someone else coming in now. It feels very night energy. It feels very night energy. 9 of Swords. 5 of Wands, yeah. The 5 of Wands it's all knights riding these dragons in this particular deck. But it's people arguing, it's competition. I feel like this is like anything that takes you away or distracts you from what you're building or is kind of a trigger to you. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Swords. Yeah, so there they are. So there's that conflict, that argument. This is coming towards you. And energies can be reversed. So this might be you going towards somebody that you want their attention, but their attention is really into this project or this relationship that they're investing in. They're trying to basically limit the amount of stress or overwhelm that is coming in their life. And they're trying to stay very grounded, which is actually perfect right now because we have Uranus, Mars, and the North Node all hanging out in Taurus. And that makes this a really great time to start new projects and get to like really sudden changes and things that really benefit you as you evolve. And that does challenge the basic beliefs because Uranus is the planet of awakenings and rebellion. And we have Chiron hanging out in your sign Aries. And so it's dealing with deeply rooted beliefs of, oh, I'm not capable of success or love or stability. And you're challenging that belief of, yes, I am, by hard work and diligence. Okay, so people might be coming in and kind of like being brought to you to test your commitment to these things. And with the Wounded Warrior there, it feels like you're not going to indulge in these arguments. Between the 9 and the 5 is the 4 of Wands. You're very focused on creating more stable foundations. At this time, it might be, I'm not going to say a challenge for you, but it might be new energy for you to take on. And so because it's new, it might seem challenging, but it's really not. You're just stepping into a new way of being. So it might make you uncomfortable. But with that 5 of Wands, this is more so this person, they might be coming at you because they're scared to take the chances that you're taking for yourself, right? Let's look at the 7 of Wands. Yeah, 10 of Wands. Like, nope, anything that's trying to come my way, right? Because it's things arriving with the 10 minus the 7 gives the 3 of Wands. You're like, no, that's burdensome. It's going to just create more stress and chaos in my life, and I don't want to deal with it. So you're choosing not to. So you're like, bye. I don't want to deal with you. And that's good. That's a boundary. Boundary. I'm too busy being great. Let's look at the 9 of Swords. This is, I feel like this is like a specific person in your life that you feel this way around, and you're like, I don't want to deal with you. Yeah, 3 of Swords in the world. Between the 9 and the 3 is the 6 of Swords. You're moving on from this. You're moving on from this feeling of like things have to be stressful or they have to be burdensome. You're like, no, actually, that's an old thought process. And I'm not going to stay attached to that because that shit is done. over it. I like that. I like that. Because you're reflecting on what triggers this feeling within you, and you're no longer giving it that power to ruin your day or ruin your mood. Three of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. So the Three of Pentacles is my card of rebuilding, especially in a tarot deck like Witch's Tarot that doesn't have another person in it, because it's also known as the card of collaboration. But this particular Three of Pentacles is definitely like somebody rebuilding something so it can be stable. And that something is their beliefs, right? Is how they perceive things. What's your truth? Like, is this pain like really true to me? Or is it something that I've sat in for so long that it's habitual for me to respond in that way when I actually don't feel that pain anymore? It's just a trigger, a programming. Let's look at the Three of Pentacles again. King of Pentacles. Yep. The Hermit in reverse and the Three of Cups. You're distancing yourself from really close relationships because you're very much so focused on creating a very safe and stable essence within who you are, right? You're not going to look for it externally from other people. Like, I don't need your validation. Like, I like who I'm becoming because I'm putting this work and this effort into who I'm becoming, and that gives me pride in myself and confidence in myself. And so you're really putting a lot of effort and work into reframing what it is that you truly believe and resonate with versus what your social group or your family, friends, coworkers, or society has taught you is acceptable or should be your belief. I like this. So the Eight of Pentacles, let's see what you're building. This, as soon as we get closer to the end of the reading, this feels like somebody being like, how could you do that? So if you're like quitting your 9 to 5 and starting a business and they're like, no, don't do that. Or if you say, I don't want to have kids and I don't want to live in the same house as my husband, like things that are just not considered normal. You're just like, just because it's not considered normal doesn't mean that it can't be my normal. Let's look at the Eight of Pentacles. It's your freedom to live how you want. Six of Wands in reverse and the Five of Swords. People are very much so disagreeing with what you are building, or they feel some kind of way about it. And that's where this conflict comes in, the Five of Swords, because they don't want to give you the recognition. And really what's happening is that you're stepping into your freedom. And then these people are like, wait, I struggle to step into my freedom. And that scares me, because if I step in my freedom, I'm going to be challenging a lot of things that I thought were unacceptable, but I want to do them because they are acceptable, but I was taught otherwise, right? And so with the Five of Swords, and that's Aries, having Chiron in it, because that challenges deep-seated beliefs, and that's Uranus, the rebellion, the awakenings, okay? And Mars is the passion, the drive behind it. Taurus is the North Node, and that's the destiny. So it's the movement forward. So it's the fork in the collective. We can stay in the old ways, or we can challenge them and evolve into a new state of consciousness for self. And in turn, that will have a domino effect for the collective, okay? So with the Five of Swords, fives are indicative of change, and six is the essence of harmony, right? So there's harmony is out of balance because of the conflict to accept the change that is occurring, right? So whatever changes you're building, you're about to reach the 10. The 8 always goes to the 10, and you're feeling confident in it. And externally, there's people or energies around you that are trying to basically like poop on your parade, and you're like, nope, I got a pooper scooper. It's not going to be at my parade. No, thank you. No, thank you. Wheel of Fortune. It's like when you look at the rabbit and Alice at the top of this Wheel of Fortune card, it's almost like you're the rabbit and you're like, I'm not going to let you bring me back. Like I'm dedicated to this change, because the divine is really supporting you with it. These people really want to argue though. They want to argue, and they want to. Eight of Wands, it's going to happen very quick. You're going to commit to this. It's going to take off. You're going to go in the direction that you and your soul are calling in, and what is of your highest good. So let's look at the Nine of Wands. This is what you're like tapping out on. Like, I don't want to be part of that anymore. Hierophant. Contracts. It's the contracts, the agreements you've made with yourself. Like, part of me has agreed that I should have a 9 to 5 job. This is what you're dropping. You're like, no, I'm not going to defend that anymore. I'm not going to fight for that anymore. Or I should have a family by the time that I'm 30. Nope. Getting rid of that societal belief, right? Or I should be with this kind of person or that kind of person. Or I should be a doctor because my family is doctors. You're like, no, I don't have to agree to these contracts, and I don't have to defend them or fight for them anymore. The Hierophant is contracts. It's institution, religion, marriage. It's long-term commitments. Yeah, you're like, no thanks, I'm good. Bye. I'm going to create my own rule book. It is the rule book for me as a reader. It's like the personal rule book. Yeah, because you're realizing, oh, this is great. I like this. So with the King of Cups and the Lovers, it's not that you don't have love or care for these people in your life. You just don't want, the way that they are emotionally invested in things is not the same way that you're emotionally invested in things. Like if they have passion for playing golf, you're like, no, I prefer rugby and football and like aggressive sports, contact sports, right? And you have different things that resonate with you. Because between the 9 and the 8 is, if you're emotionally detaching from these people, it's because it doesn't fill you up. It doesn't fill up your cup, because the Ace of Cups is in reverse in between these, and the 9 of Cups represents your personal emotional fulfillment, right? And the Lovers represents your divine connections. You have very strong connections with these people, but that doesn't mean that you have to adopt their beliefs or their way of being or their passions. You can have your own. And that's where this conflict is coming in, because they're taking it as if you're rejecting them, but you're not. You're fully accepting them, but you want to be fully accepted for the things that you adore, the things that you want to live in, right? That comes with allowing other people freedom and accepting the unknown and not allowing it to scare you or create an energy of self-sabotage like rejection. Okay, let's look at the Knight of Swords. Queen of Pentacles in reverse in the Tower. Yeah, so because this is the true pair, this is why the Lovers came out. Because this is my perfect partner pair. So as one person is evolving into this, like, no, this is my life, this is my freedom, and I can still be with you, but like, if you want to do this, this, and this, well, I want to do this for myself, and I don't have to do those things with you. If you want to go around town and take pictures all the time, I don't have to do that with you. Like, I can meditate, I could go for a hike, I could do what I want to do while you explore your own passion, being individuals, not allowing your relationship to define what it is you invest in, allowing yourselves to invest in what you choose to, and finding a balanced compromise between the people, okay? And that's where the Uranus energy comes in, the awakening, the shattering of the old ways of being and the higher state of consciousness, because you're accepting yourself, and you're not going to feel any shame for not giving somebody what they want, because you're starting to give yourself what you want and need, and they need to learn to do the same and not expect it externally. And that's when you can fully appreciate one another, like, oh my gosh, that was great photography you just take. Oh my gosh, that hike looked beautiful. Thanks for showing me those pictures, right? Allowing each other to have the freedom to explore who they want to be, and then sharing those experiences with one another. You don't need to adopt the experience, but you can share it with one another. And that creates a very balanced dynamic with another person, regardless if it's romantic or not. Bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Swords in reverse and the Emperor and the Queen of Wands. So, the feminine energy is very determined. They're very sassy, but the masculine energy is very much so in their power, because the King of Pentacles is a Emperor to me. So with the 8 of Swords showing up, it's almost like there's so much going on in the masculine energy's mind that they don't really want to entertain other people right now. I'm not saying like entertain as if you're pursuing somebody romantically, but it's kind of like, I'm really into my work today. My phone's on Do Not Disturb. I don't want to entertain other people because I'm focused on the things that I want to do for me, right? The things that are my priorities. And when I'm done with my priorities, then I will go and extend my energy elsewhere. They're learning how to honor themselves in a very divine way. And it's not a selfish way. It's, I'm doing this to maintain my own mental and emotional and spiritual health and physical health, sexual health, what other labels of health there are. And I want you to do the same, right? Being balanced individuals coming together to create a stable foundation. I like this. And it's actually rooted in love. It's love for self. And in turn, they have love and appreciation for other people, which would be the King of Pentacles I'm referring to. And that's the same lesson that they're teaching to the Queen of Pentacles. Because as one energy ascends, the next is going to be like, oh my gosh, I need to go through that same lesson too. And so it's kind of like leading by example. Beautiful. Aries, this is what I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you want a personal reading, a free 10-minute reading is on Patreon, or you want a quantum healing Reiki session or certifications to become a Reiki practitioner, go ahead, check it all out down below. Check out Instagram. I'm posting some reels on there about astrology and whatnot. And that's kind of the direction that's going to go in, with some like daily quick pulls in there too. But I wish you the best, and hit that like button. It helps the channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.